don't meet the needs of a changing society, we risk losing the interest of a significant number of the electorate.
Rushmoor is a borough of 93,000 residents covering the towns of Aldershot and Farnborough. Its election administration team, led by Andrew Colber, has a history of electoral innovation. The council ran a successful internet voting scheme in 2003 and was one of only a few chosen by the government to run an e-election pilot scheme in 2007.
Well, I think our current election system, which dates back to the 19th century, hasn't really changed. We need to modernise in order to reflect the needs of today's society. At Rushmoor, we've seen turnouts drop to well below 30% at local elections, and we felt we needed to do something about it. We've got a large number of people in Rushmoor who actually travel out of the area every day, go and work in London or whatever. It's really difficult for them to vote on a Thursday, first Thursday in May. We also have a significant service personnel population. A lot of them are deployed either in this country or abroad. That means it's really difficult for them to participate in the democratic process. Well, we've had lots of incidents where they've asked us, well, how can you make it easier for us to vote? Well, if we rely on the postal system, it doesn't mean that they can vote. By the time they get their ballot paper and by the time they return it, it's past the election day. We decided to do something a bit more radical and join the modernisation programme run by the government. The one thing that would make a difference in our local elections was to provide residents with the opportunity to vote over the internet. We introduced a system which enabled people to vote over a period of 8 days before the election and right up to the close of poll. And from anywhere in the world, somebody can vote over the internet at any time at their convenience. One of the principles that we've always adopted is saying that we want to help people to vote in the way that suits them. We believe that the relationship between the local authority and the supplier is really important. There's no margin for error with elections. If you don't get it right, it's a very significant issue for the local authority. So I believe that the relationship that we've established between us and election systems and software since we first used them in 2003 has been essential to the Council's success in delivering effective pilots. What we wanted to do was to ensure that the system, as far as possible, emulated existing processes in terms of applying to vote over the internet and also applying the same levels of security. I think what we did, so we actually sent forms out to every electors inviting them to register to vote over the internet. That is what they did. We then sent them their own credentials, which they would then use to go online to vote using both those and their own passwords. As a response to the initial letter, we had over 6,800 people registered to vote over the internet. And actually, when it came to the election, nearly 60% of them cast their vote over the internet. The oldest was 95, the youngest was 18, and I think that represents a really positive response to offering a different way of voting. Over 95% of them found the system easy and simple to use, and we were really pleased to find that 97% of them said they'd use the system again. In addition to that, 12% of them said they don't normally vote at council election, so that's really encouraging for the future. We're really keen to continue with our modernisation work and be part of the pilot programme. But I think the key is to look towards mainstreaming these new channels of voting in a much wider sense over the coming years. I believe internet voting is here to stay. We need to see it ingrained in the work we do, which makes it easier for us as the local authority to implement, but most importantly, makes a real difference for the local electors.